Hi, Specules here. I don't know if it's hot where you guys are this week, but boy, we've had a really stinking hot week this time. Really humid and really warm. And one of our horses, every year she seems to get this problem where she gets all these little bug bites up underneath her udders, and they get little scabs on them. She's just crazy itchy. So one of the friends of the farm has been working on this for her. We've got her all cleaned up, but I just thought I'd show you what Janet goes through every day when she comes to look after Chelsea. This is really a refreshing thing to do for horses, especially the female horses. A lot of times I think people don't think to clean up their where their udders are, but it's really quite a hard place for horses to get at for themselves, and it's really nice if you keep that clean. So because Chelsea's got some of those little scabs, we use this betadine solution, a little bucket with some hot water, throw some paper towels in there, and off we go. I would just usually use warm water to clean a horse if it wasn't that she has these problems already. So if you're going to clean a mare's udders, just make sure that the mare knows what you're doing. It's a pretty sensitive area for a horse. I'm just going to see if I can get a shot of it here for you. You don't want to get kicked. So I often will start, with the belly area, sort of move my hand back, keep one hand on their hip. I can't get a good shot of that. Here you go. And so, that the horse knows where you are all the time. That's where the little foal would nurse from. But it's a pretty sensitive area, kind of ticklish, so you want to be careful. So because Janet does this every day, she can get right to it. Those scabs go all the way up her midline there, so Janet starts on her belly and then works back to their udders. That skin is not used to being handled, so you have to be, fairly gentle working back there. But you can tell by Chelsea's face how much she loves this. Watch her nose. When Janet gets the itchy spot, it's like, oh God, thank you so much. So it's really refreshing for her and a real relief for her to have that cleaned up, as you can tell. You'll notice that Janet uses one sheet of paper towel, rubs the area, cleans the area, and then discards that sheet. We always do it this way, right? I wouldn't put the sheet that I've just cleaned back into that bucket because we want to keep that bucket sort of pristine. It's really hot this week, so she's finding this quite a relief. You can see she starts to sort of move her hind leg over just so that Janet can get in there a little bit better. Horses are pretty reasonable about all of these sort of things, but I can't tell you often enough that if it's not a horse don't just start going in there like Janet is right now with a certain amount of gusto, because the mare may find that quite offensive. We already know Chelsea finds this great refreshing and a real relief for her because it's quite itchy. Now, we also put a little bit of cream on her because of the scabby things that she's got. We've kind of been experimenting with different things, but we've had quite a bit of luck with that Gold Bond cream. Someone recommended that to us, and it seems to be working quite well. So she just sort of puts a little bit of that on her belly and on her udders. Another thing you can do for horses that's quite refreshing is sort of clean out their nostrils a little bit. Just make sure you're standing off to the side, because you don't want to face them and get bumped in the head, because sometimes they'll throw their head up, but it's still quite refreshing for them. And finally, you can also refresh them a little bit by cleaning back here, getting up from around the anus and the bottom of the dock, because that's also a hard place for horses to get to, and it's quite refreshing for them. She's got quite a strong tail, this horse. So that's it for this week. Just a couple of quick tips to how to help keep your horses comfortable and cool. We will talk to you next time. Remember to thank your horse, and we'll talk to you soon.